We've traveled the country for 3 years.
Out of the ballpark! Are you kidding me?
Playing in 40 different cities.
Wow! That is ridiculous! Oh!
Entertaining millions of fans.
The fans losing their minds!
Now, we're taking over the nation's capital. Playing against the hottest team in sports.
The first win in Firefighters history! Back-to-back web gems from the Firefighters! Are you kidding me? Logan Lacey, you've gone mad! First home run, the Firefighters franchise!
For many, it's the biggest game of their lives.
I've played the game for a long time.
It's a dream come true. Play in front of a sold-out MLB stadium.
And we're ready to play. We're hungry.
We feel very proud to represent something bigger than ourselves.
You represent every man and woman in the fire service.
Hopefully represent it well.
It's time to show America what we're made of.
Backflips and makes the catch. A laser beam from the doctor. What a play! Out of the ballpark. Tornado catch. Ridiculous. That was a doozy. You've gone mad. Oh my goodness. The greatest play we have ever seen in Banana Ball history.
Get ready. Banana Ball on the national stage.
Banana Ball has made its way to our nation's capital. Nationals Park takes over as the host of the largest crowd in our young sports history, as we have well over 41,000 fans on hand for Game 66 of the 2024 Banana Ball World Tour, loved by the folks who have the best natitude in the world, our well-tempered friends over at Zappos. The third big league stadium ever in Banana Ball is the biggest yet, and the crowd is buzzing here in Washington, D.C. It's the last time we get to see the Bananas and Firefighters do battle here in 2024. And welcome inside the broadcast booth with Josh Dolevsky, Biko Scala. Happy Saturday. Thanks for spending it with us here in virtual Banana Land. Josh, this is the only time the Firefighters get a game in a Major League Baseball stadium, so it's safe to say they're looking to steal the show.
And it's a well-deserved game for the Firefighters as well, debuting as Banana Ball's third team this season. And last weekend in Buffalo, we saw these two teams squaring off, and it was a pretty monumental weekend overall. 2 of the 3 games resulted in 2 of the fastest games in Banana Ball history. 2 in the top 5, I should say. But it was the Bananas who came away with the sweep of the Firefighters, who are now trying to play spoiler in their only game in a Major League ballpark this season. But all eyes are going to be on the Bananas star left fielder tonight, Robert Anthony Cruz, a former Washington Nationals minor leaguer, now returning to this ballpark and looking for a big night, as he has only gotten better for this team as the tour has progressed. Oh, good start, Harper. Good start. Oh, I like this move. And running in place. Very good. Oh, yes, we're swaying. We're swaying. I love it. Keep it going. Oh, what? Pulp Fiction? How does she know Pulp Fiction? Okay. Keep it okay. Now we're spinning. Here we go. Oh, jumping jacks. We're doing jumping jacks. He's really getting us warmed up here. Oh, yes. We got this. Harper, look around. 42,000 fans going crazy for you. Let's hear it for 6-year-old Harper.
Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, and potassium enthusiasts from around the world. Tonight, you and thousands of your friends here live and millions more watching at home have gathered here to witness something beyond your wildest imagination. From Montana to Savannah, from the Isle of Man to Tokyo, Japan, the Banana Maniacs come from across the globe to witness this. This is not baseball. This is the crucible where the fastest, hungriest, and most entertaining players are forged. This is a game of the fans, by the fans, and for the fans. But this is not your granddad's pastime. This is not just another night at the ballpark. This game is baseball by birth, fruit by name, and an absolute worldwide phenomenon by the grace of God. This is the time for all 42,000 people here in this great nation's capital to get on your feet and give me your voices. Because this is the greatest show in the sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Banana
Washington, D.C. What's going on? I'm Shark, and it's time to meet the starting lineup for your Savannah Bananas! Leading off, the center fielder, number 5, DR, the Doc, Meadows! Batting second, the catcher, numero uno. Make some noise, DC, for Bill Leroy. Batting third at first base, wearing number 3. Give it up for Eric Jones. The cleanup hitter at DH, number 7, Michael Vitamin D. Batting fifth in right field, number 2. We call him Reese Superman Alexiadis. Now our second baseman wearing number 8. He is our greatest showman, Jackson Olsen. At third base, wearing number 18, from Great Falls, Virginia, Danny Hosley! The left fielder, wearing number 15, we call him Rack, Robert Anthony Cruz! At shortstop, number 6, our club magician, Ryan Cox! And the extra hitter, number 17, Brandon Showtime Crosby! On the mound for your Bananas, number 88, Noah Nisnik. The manager of your Bananas is Tyler Gillum, assisted by Adam Virant and Ray Ortega. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing if you're able and remove your hats. Here to honor America with the singing of tonight's national anthem, please welcome Lucy Hanson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, Lucy Hanson.
It is game 66 of the 2024 Banana Ball World Tour, loved by the leaders of the shoe world, our wise friends over at Zappos. The flyover here at Nationals Park as Banana Ball has its biggest stage yet. Over 40 1,000 fans on hand. As we take a look at the Bananas defensive alignment here in DC. From left to right in the outfield, it's Robert Anthony Cruz, D.R. Meadows, and Reese Alexiadis. Third to first in the infield, you see Danny Hosley, Ryan Cox, Jackson Olsen, and Eric Jones Jr. Catching is Bill Leroy, and on the bump is Noah Nisnik.
Ryan Cox is creeping closer and closer to his single-season record of 144 trick plays a season ago for the Bananas. He is at 137 and looking for more tonight. He has consisted of 32 and a half of the team's total trick plays this season. D.R. Meadows leads all outfielders with 55 trick plays this season, and the guys at the corner infield positions, Danny Hosley and Eric Jones Jr., each have only missed 2 trick plays this season.
Let's zoom in on Noah Nisnik at the center of it all. The St. Louis, Missouri native has emerged as the ace of this Bananas team. He has been incredible, especially as of late.
Noah Nisnik with a 6-4 record this season, making start number 18, and he has emerged as the Bananas ace in his rookie campaign. The lefty versus the Firefighters has been spectacular. In 3 starts, he owns a 3-0 record, 13 innings pitched, only giving up 2 ball-4 sprints, striking out 9 batters, an earned run average of 1.38, and averaging 3 outs in 3 minutes and 50 seconds. And he's keeping the ball on the ground as well. 14 groundouts compared to 12 flyouts. And for Nisnik, opponents batting just .280 against him this season, and he owns a 1.20 ERA+.
The Bananas team ERA at 5.39. Nisnik over a run and a half below that. Let's take a look at the Firefighters lineup that opposes him. Logan Lacey gets elevated to the leadoff spot. That makes complete sense. Joe Lytle, the catcher, hitting second. Then D-Mac due up third, and Zach Watson cleaning it up. In the middle, it's Parker Nolan, Zachary Bridges, and Stephen Cullen. And Trimble, Vanderpool, and Parra are at the bottom. Here's Jesse Cole.
Time. On 3. I need everyone here to yell, "Start the clock." 1, 2, 3. Showtime.
Here we go. The Savannah Bananas against the Firefighters from Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. Logan Lacey takes ball 1. Firefighters leader in batting average at .407, on base percentage at .470. As he cranks that one to left, Robert Anthony Cruz is going to watch it sail over his head. Lacey chugging into second with his team leading 10th extra base hit on his 8th double.
Is Lieutenant David Pilar of the Washington, D.C. Fire Department. David has 23 years of service, including 18 years of special operations and protecting the White House. Please welcome our firefighter of the night, Lieutenant David Pilar.
Big shout out to Lieutenant David Pilar. As Joe Lytle gives the fans their first opportunity to catch a foul ball today. They come up empty. It was an over-the-shoulder grab, barehanded, bobbled, and Lytle, who popped out to a fan in Buffalo, New York a weekend ago with the 1-1 count.
The Firefighters have only fouled out to fans 5 times this season. Joe Lytle has 2 of them. He is trying to avoid a third here in Nationals Park as the fans have another opportunity, and that one bobbled and drops to the ground.
Lytle, a party animal a year ago, he was unbelievable with the stick. Starting to heat up here in 2024 as D.R. Meadows grabs this on the run. Lacey will tag and get to third with 1 out now.
Excellent jump by D.R. Meadows, able to get into that left center gap and come up with the catch. Very intelligent base running by Logan Lacey, waiting to tag and trusting D.R. Meadows was going to come up with that catch. And getting just 90 feet away from scoring.
here in the first inning. Here's the DH, Dakota McFadden. Bananas have the right side of the infield in on the grass. Hosley and Cox on the left side are playing halfway. One here on D-Mac, who's been terrific in his 4th World Tour. Popped, foul, into the stands. No, into the Bananas dugout. McFadden with the team's lone home run, as well as 5 doubles, hitting .339. He's still got the juice. Fastball just misses below the knees.
Yeah, looks like Noah Nisnik and Villeroy trying to work inside on Dakota McFadden, trying to jam him and keep this one in the infield. McFadden batting .333 with runners in scoring position this season. It's been a strong element of his game.
Another heater down. This is where pitching is so tough in Banana Ball. Ball 4 scores a run. This one into deep right field. Alexiadis underneath. Lacey could cartwheel home. Reese has a terrific arm, not a chance to get the Firefighters' third baseman on the D-Mac sac fly, as the boys in yellow and red strike first. And they're going to bring the ladder nearly to the left field foul pole. And Lacey, who scores their first run, gets to climb the ladder and rile up the folks in foul territory.
The fans in Washington, D.C. loving the Firefighters' signature celebration. That is a tough earned run for Noah Nisnik, however. Lacey able to get into second to start this ballgame due to a little bit of a misplay from Robert Anthony Cruz. Not quite able to judge just how deep that ball was carrying in Nationals Park.
Here's Zach Watson ahead 2-0. The right fielder, former Baltimore Orioles minor leaguer. Spent some time in the Atlantic League last year. The best league in all of independent professional baseball. Watson's been superb in his young Banana Ball career, hitting .392 14 games in.
And looking to extend what is currently an 8-game hit streak with 5 runs batted in that span.
Tapper, Nisnik, a cat off the mound, under the leg. Trick play number 5 on the tour. And limits the damage to just 1 run for the Firefighters.
And that was the 1,000th trick play attempt of this 2024 World Tour. The 842nd completed trick play. We've seen an 84% success rate among all teams in Banana Ball this season. Great play by Niz.
And Niz now ties Zach Phillips for the team lead when it comes to pitchers in trick play outs. As you take a look at the Firefighters' defensive alignment, left to right in their outfield, it's South Trimble, Parker Nolan, and Zach Watson. In the infield, third to first is Logan Lacey, Isaac Parra, Trey Vanderpool, and Stephen Cullen. Behind the dish is Joe Lytle, and towing the slab is Manny Rosario.
Every night, Logan Lacey finds another way to wow the crowd. He is leading the Firefighters with his 14 trick plays, but he's still got Parker Nolan and Isaac Parra on his heels. And of course, Zach Watson, who you just saw at the plate, is another guy you've got to look out for. We saw Watson become the 6th player in Banana Ball history to complete a catch with a a backflip.
There it is. Let's take a look at Emmanuel Rosario in his 3rd Banana Ball World Tour. The man out of St. Petersburg, Florida, was terrific early on. Got touched up last weekend in Buffalo.
He is making his 6th start of the tour. He owns an 0-1 record, and he started his career on the 2021 World Tour as a Banana, now draws the first start for the Firefighters in a Major League ballpark, is leading their team in innings pitched, but he hasn't exactly controlled his controllables. He's allowed 2 home runs, hit 3 batters, and issued 8 ball 4 sprints. However, Manny, like Noah Nisnik, has kept the ball on the ground this season, and the other encouraging sign we've seen from him, after posting an average MPI over 5 in his 2022 campaign with the Party Animals, that MPI down to 3 minutes and 43 seconds in 2024.
0-1 count here on David Ray Meadows, the center fielder. Pacing the tour with his .358 batting average. And this is going to be a base knock. Bananas get the tying run aboard. 2 pitches into the bottom of the 1st. DR does what DR does?
Well, he has been the leadoff hitter for the majority of the Bananas Banana Ball franchise games, and when they bat DR in the leadoff spot, the Bananas, they win. They are 65-42 lifetime in games which DR is the leadoff man.
Here comes Bill Leroy, the 7-year Savannah Banana. And what a 7th year he's having. Hitting .321, a .435 on base percentage, just 4 points behind DR for the tour lead. Now, if you're sitting at home yelling at your television screen that Logan Lacey's got a .407 average, a .470 OBP, isn't that higher than the Doctor and Leroy? Well, it is, but it's a sample size game. Logan's done that in 66 plate appearances, compared to Meadows, who has done it in 205 trips to the dish. Bill Leroy, 131. So Lacey does not qualify for slash line leaderboards. How about this? Parker Nolan gets rid of the glove, is going to trampoline this thing, and behind the back, Zach Watson will grab it. DR takes advantage of the double trick play and will tag up to second.
42,000 folks were holding their breaths as Parker Nolan tried for that trick play, trampolined it in the fashion he wanted to, getting it over to his right fielder, and impressive stuff for Zach Watson, adding his own flair and catching that one behind the back. Great start for the Firefighters defensively, picking up the double trick play.
But as I mentioned, the trickery moves the inning tying run into scoring position for one of the best hitters we've ever seen in Banana Ball. And Eric Jones Jr. comes through, serves it into right. Meadows scores easily from second, and we're knotted at a run here in the first.
Eric Jones Jr. was extremely hot a weekend ago for the Bananas. Across 3 games, he had 3 doubles, a home run, and 5 runs batted in. Now he knots the inning at 1 run, and the Firefighters be unable to earn a point here in the first inning.
Now Michael Vitamin Deeb, the former Chicago White Sox minor leaguer. With a 1-0 count, Malachi Mitchell, the Bananas' designated runner. Pinch running for EJ over at first, takes off for second, had a killer jump, and the throw's offline. Flash with his tour-leading 31st steal, even though a pitch was never thrown. It's now the inning-winning run in scoring position for the tour leader in walk-offs. Deeb with 24 inning enders thus far. And a 2-0 count on him. Real quick, we do have to give our best wishes out to Ricardo Rosario, Manny's father, who we just found out is battling stage 4 colon cancer. It'll be stage 4 liver cancer after defeating stage 4 colon cancer a year ago. So Ricardo, all of our thoughts and prayers here in Banana Land are going out to you. He was supposed to be at this game, watching his son start for the Firefighters in front of over 41,000 here in our nation's capital. Had to stay home in St. Pete. Still working. An accountant can't be taken away from the job. Ricardo, we are all thinking of you, my friend. 3-1 here to Deeb. And it just misses. Some confusion on the call there from Vincent Chapman. Manny wants an appeal down to third. Andrew Gerard, the umpire down the line, says that Deeb did not go. So he picks up his tour-leading 25th walk-off. And the Bananas lead 1-0. Shark keeps trying to get his final words in here. The Nanners just keep on celebrating. These guys aren't done. Might spend the rest of the 2-hour time limit celebrating. Well, that celebration from the brilliant brain of Malachi Mitchell. That is one funny cat. Endless celebration as we take a look at Robert Anthony Cruz. Here is the 3-year anniversary today of him signing with the Washington Nationals. Of course, now we play in their Major League Park. Take a look back. Mesa, Arizona, Game 3, 8th inning. Bananas leading by 1 point. And Rack starts and ends the top of the 8th with a backflip catch. It's the only time we have ever seen 2 backflip catches in the same half inning. And then bottom half, well, Party Animals pushed across 1 run in the top. So Rack says, I'm going to tie this thing up myself, and then shows off his 5th tool. Maybe this is his 7th tool, the acrobatics. Robert Anthony Cruz is everything you could ever want from a banana ball player. He showed it all in the bottom of the 8th inning in Game 3 in Mesa, Arizona. You take a look at what he's done here on his rookie campaign in Banana Land.
That was clearly his signature moment in 2024, and as this tour has progressed, Rack has only gotten better. He is leading all banana ball rookies with 5 home runs, and since the month of May began, which coincided with Rack returning home to California, he has batted almost 370 for this ball club with a 423 on base percentage.
5, 6, and 7. Due to swing it here for the Firefighters. Rack, for his part, will be due up 4th in the bottom of this inning. Tap to 3rd, going to be a tough play for Danny Hosley. Wow! Across the diamond. And over 41,000 fans can't believe what they just saw.
Well, in mid-May, we saw Danny Hosley take over as the everyday third baseman for the Bananas and clearly putting in the practice defensively. Another great play by Haas, making start number 17 at the hot corner.
That takes care of Nolan. Now Zachary Bridges, the extra hitter, steps in and takes a fastball for strike 1. Such a cool moment. Hearing the largest crowd in banana ball history all audibly gasp when Hosley makes such a smooth throw on the run from one side of the diamond, firing it across to the other end. It's always good to, early on in a banana ball game, especially one of this magnitude, 179th ever played, to have a moment like that where everybody on hand has, at the same point in time, a moment of realization, oh my gosh, these guys can ball. It's a beautiful thing.
And Hosley, he's a little juiced up about playing in tonight's ball game as well, having gone to George Mason University. And we heard Adam Byron earlier tonight, a fellow George Mason alum, getting quite the ovation from the crowd as Zachary Bridges rockets this right back at his Firefighters teammates.
George Mason about a half hour down the road in Fairfax, Virginia. As this one's dumped into left, Zachary Bridges, no sleeves necessary as he picks up the 1-out single. Stephen Cullen, the first baseman, steps in. Niz Nasty checks on the older Bridges brother. We'll be talking with Zachary's younger brother, Noah, after the 3rd inning today. Really excited to check in on the Banana from a tour ago, as well as the first few months here in 2024, before he hopped over to the Firefighters to join his older brother. Another check on Bridges. Not known for his speed, but no slouch on the bags, as Cullen fouls that off. Well struck center field. Meadows barely has to move a muscle. Backflips, makes the catch, lands the flip, and the folks in DC can't believe it.
A tremendous play for DR Meadows, the signature backflip catch in front of 42,000 folks. And Biko, you said it best. DR Meadows barely had to move a muscle. He had so much time to set himself up in the right position to land the backflip successfully and retire Stephen Cullen. Great play.
Backdoor bender in there for strike one to South Trimble. Another George Mason product. Trimble, an incredibly talented athlete. He was a force to be reckoned with across his 4 years over at GMU. Career .311 batting average, .415 on base percentage. Stole 94 bases. Led the A-10 during a couple regular seasons. Thought he had ball 4 there. Vincent Chapman says it got the bottom of the zone. There goes Bridges from first. That's ball 4. The Nanners need to get it to all 7 fielders behind the pitcher and catcher before the ball is live. Late stop sign there for Zachary Bridges from his head coach Val Perez. Superb sprint defense. As there's runners on the corners now.
Well, South Trimble has been phenomenal at being able to work at bats. His pitches per plate appearances, one of the highest on average for this Firefighters squad. And you saw him once again with a very disciplined approach against Noah Nisnik, who normally commands the zone very well. Now putting runners on the corners for the Firefighters with the donut batter Trey Vanderpool up.
And let's listen to the crowd. Trimble will take second without a throw. His third steal in 4 tries. Here's a Firefighter. Vanderpool silences the crowd. Bridges scores easily. Trimble does not test the formidable arm of DR Meadows in center. And the Firefighters with a run in back-to-back frames. They've got a door on home plate. And Zachary Bridges smashes it with an axe. Breaks down the door. And now the Firefighters looking to kick down the door here in the top of the second. 1 run in, still runners at the corners with 2 down.
That was a very intelligent approach at the plate from Trey Vanderpool. 1, you're not trying to strike out as the donut batter.
Naturally.
And 2, with runners on on second and third, I should say, you're just trying to make sure you're shortening up your swing and hopefully collecting the base knock to get your team at least 1 run in the inning. Vanderpool able to do that successfully.
Now Isaac Parra, the shortstop, in the 10-hole. At the bottom of the order, he's got a ball and a strike. Trimble off third, Vanderpool off first. Both have great wheels. Nisnik a strike away from limiting the damage to just 1 run for a second straight inning. There it is. First strikeout of the evening for Niz Nasty, who celebrates with a stanky leg on the bump. And the Firefighters with a chance to even this game up in the all-important points department. As you look at the strikeout there on the nasty Nisnik curveball.
A long, laborious inning for Noah Nisnik. That one wrapping up in 7 minutes and 20 seconds. But a great approach from the Firefighters offensively, stringing the hits together, and also the patience from South Trimble also paying dividends for that team.
A couple singles and a ball 4 sprint, but Nisnik strands men on the corners. It could have been worse. The Bananas were able to score 2 runs and eclipse the Firefighters' 1 run they scored in the first, which was scored by this man, Logan Lacey, joining us on the mic. Logan, how you doing down there, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. How y'all doing up there?
Tremendous. What is it like to be in the middle of the largest crowd in banana ball history?
This is an absolutely unbelievable feeling. Like, just them singing feels fake right now. They actually sound beautiful too.
Just like you, Logan. I know you've got a tremendous singing voice.
I don't know if you guys saw it earlier, but I got smoked in the head with a foul ball.
No, completely missed it. Are you okay?
I feel good right now.
So you were the victim of the Zachary Bridges foul ball.
Yep, that's what happens when you hit doubles all the time. Your own teammates come after you.
Speaking of a beautiful singing voice, Garrett DeClue with a backflip and a bender that fools Reese Alexiadis. Quick 0-2 count on the Nanners right fielder.
Wow, these guys getting lit right now.
Yeah, this crowd has some juice to it.
Is this the biggest crowd you guys have been in front of?
You betcha. Yeah. Few hundred more than Houston back on March 9th.
Yeah.
What a sight it is.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. Oh, he called it. Yes!
I just could not interrupt the chorus there of the fans after Reese Alexiadis fouls out to a fan.
Yeah, that was awesome. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Earlier, I was trying to launch balls to the top deck. Could not do it.
Yeah, we're pretty high up here on the 4th level of Nats Park. As half the stadium,
I need like binoculars.
We could use them. Half the stadium heartbroken they lost the sing-off. Jackson Olsen. He stays red hot. Line drive base knock to right with one down. Logan, your story is bonkers from start to finish, from being called Showtime by your grandpa growing up to finding yourself in junior college. Did you ever imagine that you would end up in a place like Banana Ball?
No, he would love to see this right now. This is his environment. This is always, Banana Ball's always been his thing if he was around. He would have loved this. I'd backflip right here if that was me, boys. Just saying.
Instead, Trey Vanderpool, whoa, with an adventurous route, comes away without number 2.
All part of it. All part of it.
Here comes Robert Anthony Cruz.
Logan, this is the one game that you and the Firefighters get to play in a major league ballpark. What have the vibes been like for all of you guys, and what would it mean to this group of guys to win this ball game tonight?
Oh man, this would mean a lot to us. Earlier yesterday, me, Stephen Cullen, and D-Mac were in center field just looking around, just kind of tearing up because this is every kid's dream, and we're getting to live in it right now.
You got to play in front of some incredible crowds across your 3 years at Florida State. Liner base knock fair down the right field line.
This is trouble.
It'll be extra bases for Rack. Olsen getting the wave around. Watson had trouble with the ball. It's an RBI stand-up triple for Robert Anthony Cruz. And the second inning is tied at a run each.
What a moment for Robert Anthony Cruz, the former Washington Nationals minor leaguer, in his first at-bat in this ballpark with an inning-tying triple down the right field line, and now has a chance to score for the Bananas and get them a second straight point in the ball game.
Excellent stop by Lytle behind the plate as Ryan Cox, the shortstop, steps in.
No.
And he does the job.
Hey, well, it was good talking to you guys, man. I love talking to y'all.
It was an absolute blast, Logan. Enjoy the magical night, my friend.
Yeah, love y'all.
Love you too, dude. There goes the star of the Firefighters as Cox grabs walk-off number 17 on the tour. 4th most overall. And Rack gets to play the eye in Pixar. Rather, the lamp that squashes the eye. Much better role to get. Another look at Vanderpool's stumble and catch before Cruz tied the inning on the 2-out triple, and Cox won it on the single immediately following. Maceo Harrison and the boys will dance us to the 3rd. Nanners lead by 2. What a job by Maceo with Ziggy, Malachi. How about Corell Prime, Ashton Lansdell, and Kyle Jackson getting in on the fun. What a star-studded crew as Jared Donaldson takes over on the mound. Facing the top of the order here for the Firefighters.
Jared Donaldson towing the slab for the 21st time this year on tour, and across his last 6 2/3 innings pitched, Donnie has recorded 12 strikeouts on the mound and owns a 2.79 earned run average and a 3-minute and 36-second average minutes per inning mark against the Firefighters as Logan Lacey goes to the opposite field and has stretched that one into another 2-bagger in this ball game.
Lined one over Rack's head and left his first time. Shoots that one perfectly placed on the right field line. Showing off his skills going the other way. Lacey once again at second. Ended up coming around to score in the first, but the Nanners doubled the Firefighters total as Joe Lytle fouls out to a fan for the 3rd time in 15 games. Really 14 1/3. What a big play by the fans. That's the 2nd foul out to a fan already tonight.
The luck has not been on Joe Lytle's side this season. And in Houston and Boston, we saw fans catching 2 foul balls for an out in each of those ball games. We're already at 2 through 2 innings of play.
2 innings and now 1 out. Unbelievable. Dakota McFadden steps in. Sacrifice fly his first time, pushed in Lacey from third. This one bounced to Ryan Cox, bounced behind his back, slaps it back into his glove. A new variation on a legendary trick from the glove magician.
Well, just when you think you are going to see the same old trick play from Ryan Cox, he adds some new flair to it as we go down to the field.
We do
get a
go
look
down
at
to the field.
Zach Watson.
Jesse Cole thought he was about to have his moment. Instead, he is usurped by the pride of Ruston, Louisiana. Watson, who spent 3 years at LSU before the Orioles nabbed him with the first pick in the 3rd round back in 2019. Making his way in and performing just about every heroic task you could ever imagine. Saves a stuffed kitten from a make-believe tree, hopping over barrels, splitting wood. And he takes center stage as his teammates surround him around the batter's box. Josh, have you ever felt like you need a hero?
Occasionally, yeah.
When was the last time?
The last time that I needed a hero,
If you can recall.
probably in California.
And now,
Sure, visit to the
coming
winery.
to pitch, former 2-time Major League All-Star and 2012 National League wins leader from your Washington Nationals. Please welcome Gio Gonzalez!
What a moment for 38-year-old Gio Gonzalez. Fantastic Major League Baseball career. Across 13 years in the Bigs, 7 of them spent here in Washington, D.C. when he was at his best.
Finished top 3 in the Cy Young voting in 2012 in his first season with the Washington Nationals. And that franchise would not have won 4 division titles from 2012 to 2017 without Gonzalez prominently in that rotation.
What a cool at bat here for Zach Watson, who made it up to Double-A in the Orioles system. Boy, looks like Gio's still got the goods. He's a 4-pitch guy. 4-seam, 2-seam fastballs, curveball, and a changeup. He's out there swag surfing on the mound. He's got a 1-1 count here on Watson. Gio won the Warren Spahn Award in 2012 for the best left-handed pitcher in baseball. And he jumps ahead of Watson, 1-2.
Well, the signature pitch for Gonzalez back in his heyday was the curveball. Time to see if ahead in the count, 1-2. He goes for the punch out of Watson.
The pitch he learned from his dad. Stays with the heat. The count now 2-2. Lacey leads off second with 2 outs. Gio Gonzalez in his banana ball debut. Goes right after Watson. Like the change up there. We'll do it again. Gio soaking up the scene, taking his time on the mound. Called strike 3! Gio Gonzalez rings the bell. Strikes out Watson looking, and the crowd goes crazy. Perfectly executed pitch from the former big leaguer, and a great frame by Bill Leroy on that inside corner to Watson as well. What a moment. We'll get it down to Jesse Cole for a brand new promotion. Pass the bill. What a job by Gio.
It may be even harder. It's going to take a lot of teamwork. So, to pass the bill, let's introduce our Bills. Coming from the first base side, please welcome Bill Lehman. And on the third base side, please welcome Bill Brinsfield. All right, the name of the game is we gotta pass the bill all the way down through the players, both sides. The first way to the end of the bill to the end, that is a completely passed bill. As we can see, this bill is already a little too big. We have shed something off this bill. But on third base, we're gonna have to take something off this bill to get it passed. And his shirt is coming off. Okay, Bills, are we ready? On your mark, get set, go! Here come the Bills. Who's gonna pass the bill all the way? This is a thick bill. This may not pass. The bill has stalled over here. Here come the Bills. Will this bill get passed? This is a big bill. He's down. Look at them pass the Bills here in DC. Great teamwork. Who's gonna make it to the finish? And it looks like the winner is the Bananas. And that's how it's done. That's how you pass a bill in Banana Land.
It's good to see a couple bills being passed here in Washington, D.C. tonight. As we set our sights on Austin Temple, banana ball rookie out of Palm City, Florida. Out of the Houston Astros organization, he takes over on the bump.
This is his first relief appearance this season. He had previously started 5 games for the Firefighters. Owns an 0-3 record, but has moved back to pitching with his glove. Was previously pitching with a fishing net on the mound. and it really paid off for the former Astros farmhand. Only allowed 1 hit and struck out 3 over 2 1/3 credited innings against the Bananas.
Temple with a 2-0 count against Brandon Crosby, 10-1-2. Due to swing it in the last of the third here for the Nanners. Brandon drawing the start as the extra hitter. Just like Logan Lacey, the Firefighters third baseman, nicknamed Showtime, as Temple does not get the call. Nice looking curveball there. Broken bat here, check swing, Temple, tough play. And it ends up pulling Cullen off the bat. Looks like Crosby would have beat it out either way. Inning-winning run aboard just like that on the infield single.
It's an awkward swing if you're Brandon Crosby, but happy to be the leadoff man reaching in the third inning. And Austin Temple, because of Crosby's excellent speed, had just about no time to collect that ball whatsoever. You're just getting it and immediately trying to fire to first. As this one is skied out to center field, and Parker Nolan barehands the banana ball and comes up with the first out of the inning. Now 3 trick plays in the game for the Firefighters.
2 of them from their center fielder. Another look. Nolan grabs his 15th trick play of the tour. Leapfrogs Lacey for the team lead. It was as nonchalant as you could be with a barehanded catch. Well, the inning-winning run is aboard. Bill Leroy steps in, takes the fastball up and out. Temple low 90s with the gas, about 90 to 92, has touched 95. Curveball, sweeper, and splitter as well, as the fans get a chance to make a play. Came up empty. 2 foul balls caught by fans for outs already tonight. Long look at that last one. Vincent Chapman says it was not snagged. So Leroy, who hit into the double trick play his first time, Nolan trampolined to Watson behind the back. From center fielder to right fielder. With 2 balls and a strike now. Crosby deked towards second, did not go. He's got tremendous speed, 6 for 7 in his stolen base attempts. And as Bill Leroy tried to hit that thing to Baltimore.
Big cut for Bill, and this is when you usually see him shorten up the swing a little bit for the Bananas as Brandon Crosby takes off. This one is fouled into the stands in the second deck behind the Bananas dugout, and fans unable to come up with the play. Now Bill continues to battle against Temple.
Leroy, a tough guy to strike out. Works the count full. I'd wager Crosby takes off here with 1 out. He stays put. And that one fouled at the dish. Nice 2-seamer. Bearing in on the hands of the Nanners catcher.
Bill is currently working on extending a 14-game on-base streak. He has 8 ball force sprints in that span, trying to collect a 9th against Temple, but chases after the high heat, and the throw down is in time to nail Brandon Crosby. A strike him out, throw him out, double play for the Firefighters, and Temple out of the inning in 3 minutes and 37 seconds.
Another look. High heat fools Leroy, and the tag from Vanderpool clearly in plenty of time. Easy call for Mike Mazda, the second base umpire. The Banana Band blasts away. As we head to the 4th inning, Andy Archer takes over on the bump for Gio Gonzalez.
Archer 4-1 this season for the Bananas, and the highlights for him, he has thrown 10 innings this season in less than 3 minutes, and highlighted by a 1 minute and 1 second inning in Durham, North Carolina, the 3rd fastest inning ever thrown in Banana Ball history.
We are honored to be joined by the heartthrob of Banana Land, Noah Bridges from the Firefighters dugout. How is Nationals Park treating you tonight, Noah?
What's up, boys? You don't hear me?
Oh, we got you loud and clear.
How's my hair looking?
Ah, magical, pristine.
Good. Yeah, this is a beautiful ballpark. Big Bro he's got his first hit and his first at bat, and I almost cried. It's really overpowering. All the fans, The flyover was pretty sick, pretty cool. One of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life.
Complete retweet to that. It's going to be 5, 6, and 7 for your boys. Leading things off here in the top of the fourth. Niners lead by 2 points. Let's go back to Zachary notching the hit in the second inning. He comes around to score as well. In the biggest game in Banana Ball history, over 41,000 fans on hand here in Nats Park. How special is that to see your big brother line that thing back up the middle as Parker Nolan does the same thing, picks up a leadoff single here in the fourth.
Boy, Parker. Yeah. So I see him up the bat, and I'm like, I get chills all over my whole body. Here he is right now. Wow. All right, we're going to go round 2, buddy. Come on. But, yeah, so he's swinging my bats. So he wants to hit with my bats since I can't play. He also just really likes them. But he actually fouled one off and hit Logan Lacey right in the head. And he's such a good dude. I saw him turn around, and he looked pretty shaken up. He feels bad. I looked straight in the eyeballs. He looked at me. I said, hey, don't worry about it. Go get yours right now. Sure enough, he got one in there. But he did break my bat. And then he scores a run. Good cut right there, baby. Scores a run. Comes up to me. He's all fired up, and he goes, I broke your bat. I'm sorry. Like, dude, you just got to hit in front of 40,000, man. I'm proud of you. And I started tearing up. And I go, you made me cry a little bit. He said, shut up.
Good move over to first. Nolan was dancing towards second. Bridges has to look back at the mound. Dalton Malden has trouble grabbing it. It's just going to be a fielder's choice. So Zachary aboard for the second time tonight. He got back-to-back split changes, and then Archer attacked him with the fastball. That's a tough pitch to adjust to after you get the off-speed early.
Yeah, they call him Big Bridge, and they're scared to throw him a fastball. There he goes. Come on. Run, big man. Run. Get down. Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm still faster than you. Don't you ever forget that.
Zachary told us you've been faster than him your whole life.
I'm going to give him some credit, though. Somewhere, since he stopped playing ball, he got pretty daggone quick. We need to get a race going.
Stephen Cullen, deep to right field.
Bring that thing, baby.
That's all the way to the wall. Zachary's going to score from second. Cullen will take his spot with a booming RBI double.
Good thing I got my sunglasses on, Pico.
Just saw Big Bro score his second run of the ball game.
I'm about to try and get him over here. Is that cool?
Oh, yeah. Bring him on.
Dearman. Yo, Dearman. Bring Zachary over here. Hey, Zachary. Listen to your little brother. Hey, get over here. 1 second. Hey, get that adrenaline pump and get over here.
South Trimble at the dish now.
Dang it. That way. All right, let's go. Yeah, come on. What'd you say to me after you got your first hit? Huh? What'd you say to me about my bat when you got your first hit?
I broke your bat.
Sorry.
Again.
Base knock for Trimble. Meadows coming up throwing.
Here we go, boys.
And it's an RBI single. Good base running. South up to second. Drives in Cullen. 2-spot here for your Firefighters, Noah.
Yeah, that was a good spot in the lineup. The boys are starting to feel themselves. We got a flyover. It's kind of meant for us right here. We talked about it already. He said he's not as fast as me. That's why he's tired.
He just got his first career banana ball stolen base.
That was your first stolen base? Hey, that a boy.
Here we go. He said, if you think you got it.
If you think you got it. Hey, we always think we got it.
He just looked at me and went, so I was like,
all right, whatever.
That's wise words from Corey Pye.
Niznik was picking you off so much. It's because of the last name on the back.
Comes with the Bridges scouting report. Noah, what's it like to, after playing with Zachary and getting to live with him across 4 years at UNC Wilmington, to team up again together?
To team up together again is pretty unreal. You know, there's baseball's like, it's the vehicle to the destination. Baseball's not the destination in itself. So if you're out there watching and you want to do something with baseball or anything in your life, don't give up on it. We both got some pretty cool stories on how we got here. And God is good. He brought us right here. Good rip.
Another laser beam. Nice play by Rack, crashing in to retire Trey Vanderpool.
They call him Coach Rack for a reason. That was a good scout report. He was playing shallow.
Well struck. Vanderpool now 1 for 2 on the day as Isaac Parra steps in. A strikeout his first time.
What do we got? Ooh. What do we got on Parra slapping? What do you think about that?
I love the slap hit. It's good.
I love it too. I love it too.
A little amalgamation of softball and baseball. Now, before we have to say goodbye to you guys, Noah, I would just love to hear what it's been like for you getting to see your teammates evolve throughout this inaugural season for the Firefighters.
Oh, it's pretty cool. It really is. The first day I showed up, we had been on a long road trip with the Bananas. I think I had 3 hours of sleep before I got to meet the guys officially for the first time. So they were just like a bunch of puppies, man. They were all over it. They were excited to meet me. And I was like, guys, I love you already. I gotta get some sleep. And then I think they might have thought I was a jerk for a little bit, but they knew my brother, so they knew I wasn't. But I was just tired. But they've come a long ways. I do give them credit. We like to rip some trick plays in some pretty crazy times, and we've learned to tone that down a little bit. But it's a good sign. We're really bought into the brand. We're gonna rip trick plays. We're gonna do the most that we possibly can in every situation. And the guys it's a really good group of guys. They really rep the Hero brand. They love what they wear. They love what they represent.
Spot on, Noah. That is spot on analysis, man. You are such a mensch. It is an honor to get to bring you onto the broadcast each and every time. So well spoken, so thoughtful, and what a 10 out of 10 human being. Thank you so much for joining us,
you guys. I got one more thing.
Yes.
I was long tossing out there in right field today, so you might see me in a game coming up. Depending on what they let me do. I was having a long toss session with my brother, going from right field line to the center field wall. So I still got it on one leg.
2 weekends left. I would be wowed beyond belief if you beat your timetable coming back from the injury to get some action against the party animals, but I would not bet against you, buddy.
I'm going to have to blackmail the surgeon or something to let me walk.
Noah, thank you so much. Love you, dude.
Hey, love you guys. Love the fans. Thank y'all.
There goes Noah Bridges. Bananas and now Firefighters legend, who's going to be a staple on this Firefighters team with his older brother Zachary for years to come. And I mean every word I say. It's awesome to get to hear his perspective. That's a guy who understands everything that's going on here so well. As his teammate Bradford Webb will take over on the bump, former Texas Rangers minor leaguer, takes center stage in Nationals Park. Comes in for the heart of the order, Eric Jones Jr., Michael Deeb and Reese Alexiadis, and EJ with an elaborate walk-off starting from the crowd. EJ doing his best Macklemore impersonation. The real question is, who is Ryan Lewis? Looks like Ryan Cox and Bill Leroy are both Ryan Lewis.
You can have two Ryan Lewises, I've been told. There are never too many Ryan Lewises.
Well, slow-mo from the guys. Coxie, take center stage, why don't you? The King of Dublin, Georgia gets his start, his spot to shine. Here's the man of the hour. Banana Ball's all-time home run leader with 21. A dozen a year ago to lead the tour, 9 here in 2024 once again. Pacing the pack when it comes to going long bombs away. And the former Twins and Mariners minor leaguer with a heck of a walk-up here as he steps in to lead off the bottom of the fourth.
Well-deserved for the hottest man offensively in Banana Ball. EJ with a hit in 10 of his last 11 games played. And the stats against the Firefighters have been just as gaudy. A 400 batting average, a 500 on base percentage, and 5 extra base hits, 7 runs batted in.
EJ from Charlotte, North Carolina. Bradford Webb on the mound from Charlotte Courthouse, Virginia. Pair of former minor leaguers dueling it out here in the DMV. Vincent Chapman says there was a bobble on the foul ball. Looks like it was snagged, but not before it ricocheted around some fans. This one stroked through the 6-hole. Jones Jr. 2 for 2.
He is seeing beach balls at the plate right now for the Bananas. And Bradford Webb, probably the hardest throwing firefighter coming out of the bullpen here tonight. EJ was not late on that heater from Webb.
Bradford spent 3 years in the Rangers minor league system. What a job there by Joe Lytle. Leaps out of his stance to snag the high heater. Webb sits 93 to 94 with the gas, can touch 96. Paints that one on the outside corner. Nice 2-seam movement. We'll throw a 4-seam as well, circle change up and a cutter, as well as a slider to round out the 5-pitch mix. This one lofted to left and behind the back. What a job. South Trimble grabs his 6th trick play. EJ scampers back to first safely.
EJ was not confident that Trimble would come up with the behind-the-back catch. That's the most impressive trick play we've seen in the banana ball career of South Trimble. And after having to retreat to first base, it's Eric Jones Jr. who swipes second base standing up.
Smart banana ball IQ. Webb was goofing around on the bump, had lifted up that left leg, meant he had to come home with the pitch. Now an 0-2 on Reese Alexiadis. EJ a perfect 11 for 11 on his stolen base attempts on the tour. Most steals out of anybody who has not been caught. And it's a 3-pitch K there for the 2023 Pioneer League MVP.
Well, the first time Webb and Alexiadis squared off against each other, it resulted in Super Reese's first career banana ball home run. Nice revenge there for Bradford, who struck out 26% of the total batters he faced in the month of June.
Jackson Olsen singled and scored back in the second. Can't catch up to back-to-back gnarly 2-seamers from Webb. Little stutter pitch, good job by Jackie to spoil it. Not caught by the fans. One hit awfully close to my college roommate Jules down there. I mean, mere feet away. Good job there by Olsen, stays alive. We'll get another 1-2 from Webb. Backdoor bender, does not get the plate. Uses wild. Firefighters trying to earn their first point. They lead the inning 2 runs to nothing, and Webb comes through with the gas. Couple Ks. Firefighters win the inning. They cut the Nanners' lead in points in half.
Beautiful pitch sequence for Webb. Missed with the off-speed delivery on the outside corner, and then goes back to that hard heater. Getting Olsen swinging and getting the Firefighters their first point as we go down to Emily Cole.
Children and teens in foster care across the United States without a permanent home. That's enough to fill Nationals Park 10 times. To raise awareness and help bring families together, we created a nonprofit called Bananas Foster. This organization is dedicated to celebrating those who are already doing amazing things in the foster care world while educating and inspiring others to get involved. Currently, there are 2,000 kids in foster care in the DMV region, and this area needs an additional 700 foster families. The Crew family learned about the dire need for more foster families and decided that they could make a difference. So in 2015, Nate and Kristen became a licensed foster family. Since then, they have welcomed 6 kiddos into their home and now have officially adopted 4 into their family forever. Fans, please help us celebrate the Crew family for all that they're doing for children and families right here in this community.
Bananas Foster Family of the Game. Could be your lucky night, fans. Still time to win big and help out a couple of great causes, including Bananas Foster and Nationals Philanthropies with the 50-50 raffle. Tickets are on sale through the end of the 7th inning. Online at nats5050.com or from any 50-50 sellers or kiosks around the ballpark. Good luck.
Huge shout out to the Crew family. Nate and Kristen, you are real-life superheroes. Welcome 6 children into their home, officially have adopted 4 into their family forever. As you look at the largest crowd in Banana Ball history, well over 41,000 fans on hand. And at the center of it all, the 6'6" southpaw out of Whitby, Ontario. Comes to Banana Land after 7 years of minor league baseball, getting up to AAA in the Chicago Cubs farm system. Ryan Kellogg.
Not the greatest 4th inning for Andy Archer, so now Ryan Kellogg trying to protect a 1-point lead here in the 5th. Kellogg 2-4 this season, appearing in his 22nd game on tour. Now, each of his last 3 games have been relief appearances. It's only his 5th this season, but Kellogg continues to work quickly in his Banana Ball career. He has thrown 5 innings in less than 2 minutes, but is without one here in 2024, trying to change that tonight.
Comes in for the top of the order, Logan Lacey already has a pair of doubles tonight, as well as a run scored. Toasty day to be wearing a toque here in the capital of the United States of America, but our resident Canadian will make sure his culture is represented here in Washington, D.C. Fielded between the legs by Ryan Cox. Dazzling trick play, his 2nd of the night, and 139th on the tour.
Kellogg induces the soft contact with Lacey ahead of the breaking ball, and Ryan Cox, with that fielding opportunity, knew that he had plenty of time for the trick play out. Another tremendous play by Coxie. 2 trick plays now in the ball game.
Tight slider there, gets Lytle swinging. Does not chase the big bender that follows. 88 degrees right now here in Nationals Park, in the Navy Yard neighborhood here in Washington, D.C. Beautiful spot for a ballpark. Beautiful night for Banana Ball. Breeze is rolling in, the sun is setting. It was a steamy one earlier. Starting to feel pretty perfect. This one squared up over the head of Brandon Crosby. And Lytle is going to trot into second with a stand-up double.
Another ball misread by a Bananas corner outfielder tonight. Brandon Crosby expecting that one to be lined right to him, and then having to backpedal as that ball continued to drift over his head. Lytle, the beneficiary, has his 2nd extra base hit of the tour now.
Dakota McFadden, nice little poke. Flirting with the right field foul pole, 335 feet from home plate. Ends up in foul territory. DMAC a sac fly. Bounced out into a trick play by Cox and short his last time. Pokes this one the other way. Olsen grabs it, 360, throws it to Kellogg well late. It'll be an infield single for McFadden. Now Firefighters at the corners, still just 1 out.
Not a lot of exit velocity for Dakota McFadden, but he'll take the single nonetheless. The Firefighters trying to rally for a 2nd straight inning as Eric Jones Jr. tried to time up. That ball batted off of McFadden, but Jackson Olsen keeping that one in the infield is what kept Joe Lytle from scoring a run for the Firefighters.
Back-to-back balls fouled off of Zach Watson. This one lined on a hop. Olsen 360 flips it. Check that. Cox 360 flips it to Olsen. They will get the force at second. No. Mike Mazda, second base umpire, says the glove flip from Cox pulled Olsen off the bag. So it's going to be a trick play missed by Coxey. His 16th of the tour as the Firefighters celebrate with some great balls of fire at the dish. Let's listen in. The people get it here in the district. Another look at the play at second base. Looks like a good call there by Mazda. Tricky footwork for Olsen at the bag. Should have at least been out number 2. Watson was ranked the fastest baseball player in all of Louisiana coming out of high school. So it would have been tough to double him up. Tough to double up Parker Nolan as well. He beats the wrap. No trickery from the Nanners. And here's Jesse Cole.
From the Team USA Women's National Baseball Team, please welcome Ashton Lansdale. Coming to hit from the Team USA Women's National Baseball Team and the head coach of the Firefighters, please welcome Val Perez.
What a moment here for Ashton Lansdale on the mound for the Bananas, and Val Perez in the box for the Firefighters. A woman pitches as a woman hits for the first time in Banana Ball history. Here in our 179th game ever played, and that is the devastating changeup from Lansdale. Earns her an 0-2 count on her United States Women's Baseball Team teammate. This one to center field. No glove necessary. Guillermo Meadows tries to get the barehanded backflip catch. Comes up empty. And it will allow another run to score for the Firefighters as Val reaches on the trick play missed. With the runner in scoring position, that was a very aggressive trick play try from DR Meadows. Trying to get his second backflip barehanded grab, but Meadows not able to hold on to the banana ball when the Firefighters back-to-back innings where they've scored 2 runs. Daniel Burrito, former Philadelphia Phillies minor leaguer, bounces it to Olsen, who will go under the leg. In time to EJ. And Ashton gets the job done. Big ovation from the full capacity crowd here in Nats Park for Lansdale as you get another look at Olsen's 72nd trick play on the year, second most on the Nanners.
A trick pitching rodeo clown who's also a full-time firefighter in Oklahoma City. Number 4, Matt Wolf.
Now Matt Wolf takes over on the bump with his patented cartwheel pitch. Take a look at the numbers here for Wolf. Across the tour, started with the Nanners, now with the Firefighters.
Wolfie, an active Oklahoma City firefighter, now taking the mound in Washington, D.C. There is no better individual here to represent firefighters across the nation on the diamond tonight. And Wolf can throw over 20 different trick pitches. The big highlights for him, his cartwheel pitch and his 360-degree spin pitch. And he is still looking to collect his first strikeout against his former team, the Bananas, this season.
See if Danny Hosley is the victim. 360 front door bender for strike one. Robert Anthony Cruz waits on deck. Ryan Cox in the hole. And Vincent Chapman calls time, dusts off home plate. And after a little, if you're happy and you know it, Vincent gives the people what they want. Bosley popped out to second, back into second. 1-1 count. I don't want to move past the discount. How amazing that moment was to end the top of the fifth here. Lansdale versus Perez. Both of them on Tuesday have to report to Minneapolis for training camp that will kick off ahead of the Women's Baseball World Cup up in Thunder Bay, Canada. Lansdale projected to be the team's third baseman. Perez projected to be the shortstop. As Hosley works the leadoff sprint and will pump the brakes, content with one base, good sprint defense. Firefighters get it to all 7 fielders behind the pitcher and catcher in short order. Here comes Robert Anthony Cruz. And he's got a special walk-up planned. Let's look back at July 13th, 3 years ago. What a moment for Robert Anthony and his dad, Ron. And let's get it down to Sam Bauman with Ron Cruz.
Yeah, Biko, Josh, we saw the emotional moment. Most of the world knows him as Rack, Coach Rack. He's up to bat right now. These two know him as their son, Robert Anthony Cruz. Talk us through the emotion of seeing how far your son has come to be out here at Washington Nationals Park today.
Awesome, man. It's just exciting to see him play, especially at this park, because this was one of his dreams. And what more could I say?
Cynthia, talk to me about watching this too. I saw all smiles the entire time. Now your son out to bat.
It's like a dream come true. I think a lot of moms out there with their kids want to encourage them to the point where this happens.
Amazing. Obviously, his first at bat, he had a triple, guys. but I have a feeling you're gonna love Rack no matter what he does up here at the plate.
Absolutely. That's key, right? Just love on him and cheer him on. This is the best.
I know you guys were taking in the sights down here. 42,000 people watching the Bananas, but watching your son. Did you ever believe that this would be a possibility?
We kind of had it in the back of our mind one day, and when those 2 years came by, and then went. Here he is. No, hey, it's all good. It's all good. You know.
Yeah, and
Pride there for Rack as he lines out, but you know, what an emotional moment, guys. Why don't you go over there and say hey to your son, give him a little love. Biko, Josh, you gotta love moments like this. It's what Banana Ball's about. Back to you.
Please welcome Dakota Stilts Albritton.
That one well struck by Rapp. Unfortunately for him. Victor Vanderpool at second as Dakota Stilts Albritton will step in here for the Nanners. They're leading the game 2 points to 1, trailing the inning 2 runs to nothing. And a big smile for Stilts as Matt Wolf pitching from on top of his barrel to try and get an angle on the 10-foot 9-inch Bananas pinch hitter. That's Matt Wolf with a terrific scouting report on Dakota Stilts Albritton, who rolls this one up the middle. Isaac Parra will bounce it to South Trimble, and Stephen Cullen will just get to the bag in time. The out call made by first base umpire John Byrne. Spent over 10 years umpiring minor league baseball. Umpired a handful of games in the majors as well, so he is no stranger to big league ballparks. The fans challenge the call. We get our first challenge here in Nationals Park. Another look at the play at first. Oh boy, it's a tight one. Looks like John Byrne made the right call. Stephen Cullen just barely able to beat Stilts to the bag. Another couple looks. Yes, that is vindication for John Byrne. Call stands. That's the shot right there. Excellent work from our camera team as well as our folks in the control room down in Savannah.
The ruling on the field is confirmed.
Officially in the book, it's a 6-4-3 trick play out ×2. Parra and Vanderpool each get a taste of the trick play action. Now Brandon Crosby steps in for one with a single. Ahead, 3 balls and no strikes as Hosley leads off third, but Crosby's the man who matters. He represents the innings tying run as Wolfie breaks off a 360 and paints the outside corner. Some more trickery on the 3-1, but it's going to be ball 4. Hosley scores easily. Showtime not going to test the Firefighters' sprint defense. They get it to all 7 fielders behind the pitcher and catcher in short order. Firefighters still lead the inning, but now the inning tying run is aboard. And the inning winning run steps up to the dish. DR on a hop to Lacey at third, who will flip it to second for the force. Meadows and Wolf both did cartwheels and backflips, getting into the box and onto the bump before it was a hot shot to third. Firefighters win the inning, tie this game at 2 points each as we head to the 6th. Another look at the hot shot to Lacey. Nothing tricky as he makes sure nothing goes wrong. When it comes to earning the Firefighters their second point of the ballgame. It's 2-2 after 5 as the full capacity crowd here in the nation's capital. All fired up for some free merchandise. Cowboy Kyle Lewix takes over on the bump. 7-year Banana gets to throw to his battery mate, who's been here with him the whole time, going back to the summer of 2018.
Kyle is taking the mound for the 21st time this season, has 3 wins and 2 losses on tour. It's a 5.98 earned run average, but his fielding independent pitching has him at a 4.73 mark. He's controlled his controllables, his hit by pitches, ball four sprints, his strikeouts, and even his home runs allowed. He's just had bad luck in the hits that he has surrendered this season, and looking for a sharp outing against the Firefighters as he starts the 6th with an 0-1 count.
Bottom 3 in the order here. South Trimble leads it off. Robert Anthony Cruz joins us on the mic from left field. Rack, how are you doing down there?
Pretty good, man. Doing pretty good.
Tough to complain right now, huh?
Yeah, no doubt. I feel very blessed.
This one lined back up the middle. Trimble's having a great night. 2 for 2 with the ball four sprint. And now Trey Vanderpool, 1 for 2 on the evening, will be pinch hit for by Blaine McIntosh. Former New York Mets minor leaguer steps in as we chat with a resident former Washington Nationals minor leaguer. How insane is it that today is 3 years to the day that you were signed out of Biola University, and now you get to play in the big league park?
It's a dream come true, man.
You've got to shift over for some 6-2-2 defense. Lewix, Cox, Olsen, and Meadows boogieing. And now you've got to pinch that left center field gap. Oh, 2 count on McIntosh. Can you talk us through that magical moment that you just had half an inning ago with your father, Ron?
Yeah, well, I just had an interview where I tried to explain it, and I definitely didn't have the words, but it was very special. And it's funny enough, I thought that I was going to have that happen in the first inning. That was the plan, to walk up in the first inning with him, and ended up being the second inning. We had some trouble finding him.
This one the other way, backhanded by Hosley. There's one. Olsen over to first, never had a chance to get McIntosh. So Trimble off the bags. Blaine takes his spot. Now Isaac Parra, 0 for 2 on the night, will step in. We have a Firefighters challenge. I guess they're looking at second base to see if Jackson Olsen was on the bag when he got the ball. Let's take a look, folks. Ooh, it's tight.
Close.
It's tight, Rack.
Oh gosh, that was really close.
Okay, this is our shot. Oh boy.
Yeah, this call is getting overturned, guys.
Jackson Olsen just a sliver off the bag at second. Well, he got the throw from Hosley.
Further review, the ruling on the field is overturned.
Successful challenge by the Firefighters. They retain their challenge. So Trimble actually gets to stay on second. Still a fielder's choice in the book. Just doesn't produce an out for the Nanners. Now 2 men on. Here's Isaac Parra, slaps this one the other way. Barehanded catch, Ryan Cox, 3rd trick play of the ball game.
The riskiest trick play we have seen tonight from number 6, ranging into the shallow left field grass and coming up with the barehanded snag. Luckily, even if Cox had missed that trick play, still had a chance to go and get a force out at third base nonetheless. Smart play from Coxie.
We're back to the top of the order. Logan Lacey. Nice grab by Hosley. Steps on third for 1. Across the diamond for 2.
That guy's crazy good.
How special is it getting to watch Danny do it all at third, right?
Oh, I'm just thankful I have a front front row seat.
Robert Anthony Cruz. It ended up being a wild and speedy inning on the mic, as it usually is. Thank you so much for joining us, man.
Thanks so much for having me, guys.
Enjoy the rest of this incredible night. Another look at the terrific play from Haas. As Cowboy Kyle holds serve, had 2 men on, nobody out. Will pop up, and then the 5-3 double play. Strands a man. And we will pull things up into the broadcast booth because it is that time of the night to give you the keys for a chance at a free pair of shoes courtesy of Zappos. Josh Talevsky, Biko Scala, thank you all so much for joining us here in virtual Banana Land from Nationals Park. The biggest crowd ever in Banana Ball history, and I'm sure a pretty juicy audience online as well. So let's give you a chance at a free pair of shoes. The buzzword tonight, after a drum roll. Lincoln. Tonight's buzzword is Lincoln. Josh, can you spell it for the people?
That is Lincoln. Lincoln. It's a tough one. Believe it or not, you know, there's that second L that's a little silent, I would say. But no, I think I could perform aptly in a spelling bee. Yeah, especially if it's all U.S. presidents. Lincoln is our buzzword. Really special, getting to goop around in the National Mall, check out the Lincoln Memorial, of course the Washington Monument, the World War II Memorial as well. It is an unbelievable place to visit as Colin Ledbetter takes over on the mound. Quick 0-2 count. Oh, check that. One does not get the call for Vincent Chapman. 1-1 on Leroy. Ledbetter in for 2, 3, and 4. Bill caught him a good amount on the 2022 World Tour when Colin was a banana. He was a party animal a year ago, but battled injuries the whole year. Only was able to get 1 appearance, 2 innings pitched in his home state of Arizona. Now a 3-1 count on the Nanners backstop. And this one skied. Shallow left center. Parra out. Vanderpool in. Will make the call and the catch. It looks like Ledbetter was only in for 1 batter. He's already in the Firefighters dugout as Christian Dearman takes over on the bump. Good job by the Phoenix Kid. He gets his man. Well, Colin Ledbetter just looking to come in and retire the Bananas co-captain. Great play by Parker Nolan in center field, and now Mr. Electric going to work, still leading the tour in earned run average this season, but behind in the count 2-0 to Eric Jones Jr., 2 for 2 in tonight's ball game. I don't know how EJ avoided being hit by that one. Jackknifes out of the way, gets a 4-pitch sprint. He is busting it hard around first, going to test the Firefighters sprint defense, rewarded with 2 bases. Does not slide. Nearly pays the price for it. He's got himself a 2-base sprint, immediately pinch run for by Malachi Mitchell. Well, with the Bananas keeping the Firefighters scoreless in the top half of this inning, it's imperative for Eric Jones Jr. that he get into scoring position. If he could do so successfully, of course, the Bananas going to go to Malachi Mitchell to serve as the designated runner. The Bananas trying to reclaim their lead tonight in Nationals Park. Flash has already stolen a base tonight. Remember, the designated runner can pinch run 1 time every trip through the order, as that one off of, looks like Tremble has taken over at second for Vanderpool. Heck of a job keeping that ball in the infield. Tremble goes from left to second base. Makes an inning-saving play there on the deep infield single. Now the inning-winning run 90 feet away. Flash scored the inning-winning run back in the first, pinch running for EJ. Parra can't handle this one. Alexiadis grabs the walk-off. And Super Reese puts the Nanners back on top. They lead 3-2.
the 7th inning. Joe Lytle has already fouled out to a fan once tonight. It's happened again. The 4th time in 15 games played for Lytle that he's fouled out for a fan this summer.
Absolutely ridiculous stuff. Lytle with just as bad a luck as anybody on the Firefighters offensively. But the defense here tonight from the fans in DC has been on point, tying the single game record for most foul balls caught in a game.
2 of them have been Joe Lytle. That's banana ball for you. D-Mac with a nice piece of hitting. He's now 2 for 3 on the night. Another look there at the foul out to a fan. Ziggy over at first, can't make the scoop on the Phillips pickoff attempt. Looks like Trey Vanderpool. He's pinch running for D-Mac. This one flicked into right. Alexiadis charging, grabs it, and throws to second, not in time to double up the Firefighters pinch runner. Jack Watson retired. Here's Parker Nolan. Fouled straight back. Not caught by the fans. Big bender from the former Kansas City Royals minor leaguer just misses. And he plunks Nolan. Delayed fall to the ground. Looks like Parker Nolan has been downed. Fortnite making its way here to the center of Nationals Park. As Austin Temple revives his teammate. And that's going to be our Chug Jug. Parker Nolan downs the Chug Jug. Back to full health with a full shield to boot. A little Fortnite boogie over to first base.
I was really hoping he would orange justice his way down to first.
W's in the chat for that one, please. Great display of Riz and Chalant from Nolan, who now stands on first. Big time W, Skibbity. Here's Zachary Bridges, who pokes it foul. Oh, the fans over there did not have their Quandale Chungus Aioli Diaki way, or else that one would have been caught. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on the Firefighters EH. Popped behind the dish. Another chance for the fans. Another life for Bridges. Two men on, 2 out, the 2-2. Lined out to right center. Diving catch, D.R. Meadows. Heck of a play from the doctor. Saves a pair of runs from scoring. And Phillips able to put up a goose egg. Here is Sharp.
Banana Land, we are so proud to welcome the members of our first ever flyover. Please welcome from the United States Air Force, the crews and our friends, the 1st Fighting Wing and 1st Helicopter Squadron. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would all members of the United States military, both past and present, please rise. Fans, please join the Bananas and Firefighters in honoring the men and women that serve this great nation. as we salute our hometown heroes of the night. We thank you for your service and commitment to our great country.
What a special moment here in our nation's capital as we are joined by our fearless leader, Jesse Cole, down in the stands with the people. Jesse, how is your night going, my friend?
I'll tell you, this has been special. I've been all over the ballpark, but just seeing this crowd right now, all night, this is an MLB pulpit that stood out for us since the moment we got here. It's amazing what's happening. What a great show, and just so proud to be a part of this. And these guys, you guys having fun?
Yeah!
He may have broke the I hope your ears are okay, but that's a lot of energy, and I love it.
That was extremely loud, as the crowd has been all evening. Biggest banana ball game all time as we top Minute Maid Park back on March 9th. How magical has this been, Jess?
I'll tell you, to be here in the nation's capital, the way these guys are playing, their Firefighters' first MLB stadium, I mean, this is epic. This is what we built this for. You never would have imagined a few years ago to play 42,000 fans with them standing all night.
Nearly a foul ball caught by the fans there. It's a bobble, so it's not secured, but we've already seen 3 foul balls caught by fans tonight.
I mean, this is banana ball. I mean, with 42,000 fans, they're ready to play. That's what makes it great. 11-plus trick plays, foul balls caught, and now we're going to see how this game finishes. But I'll tell you, I think it's going to come down to the last inning.
I think that is a bold prediction, and I would not bet against it. Boy, the fans with another chance. Awful close. Jesse Cole, thank you so much for joining us, my dear friend.
Thank you, guys. Love you so much.
Love you too, Jess. That's what it's all about. Of our fearless owners, Jesse alongside his wife, Emily, down with the people. And yeah, let's go bananas. Hope we still have that potted up. A kid who speaks for the world next to Jess. Hot shot. Down to a knee, clean play there. Isaac Parra, tough one to handle, he makes it look easy.
Pro move from Isaac Parra, going down to the knee, just making sure that he was going to get body on that ball nonetheless, but winds up in the glove. Parra, an excellent defender, and a great throw over to Stephen Cullen. Jackson Olsen retired, and Danny Hosley behind in the count 0-1.
Marshall Schill is the new man on the mound as the Firefighters trail by a point, hoping to keep the deficit at just that. Stephen Cullen, foul territory, tried to pull off the bobble after he went for the bare hand. Can't nail the tip drill. Cullen now 3 for 7 on his trick plays missed. For the time being, that only stands if Danny Hosley reaches base. If he's retired, there'll be no harm, no foul for the Firefighters' first baseman. This one dinked into shallow right center. It's gonna fall. So it is a trick play missed for Cullen, as Hosley is now 1 for 2 on the day. He had a ball for a sprint his last time up. The inning-winning run is aboard. Robert Anthony Cruz steps in. Schill is not a comfortable at bat, mostly for righties, but even for lefties, you can see it is a tough cookie. That ball is annihilated. Robert Anthony Cruz, walk-off home run. Bananas win the 7th inning. The former Washington Nationals minor leaguer leaves the yard. Circling the bases with the American flag at his side. 42,000 here in Nationals Park on their feet celebrating Robert Anthony Cruz and the biggest swing of his banana ball career. What a moment for the rookie. A no-doubter from Rack. What a shot. 3 years to the day that he was signed by the Washington Nationals. 2 for 3 with a homer, a triple, 3 runs driven in, 2 scored. And what an emotional moment for Cruz and his Bananas teammates. Does not get better than that. Even Corey Pye and Matt Wolf from the Firefighters have to come over and congratulate Robert Anthony Cruz. As the Dap-Up parade continues, Sam Bauman eventually collects Robert Anthony Cruz. Sam, what's up?
Rack, real quick, I know you got to get on the field. Explain this moment if you can.
Praise God, man. I'm so thankful. I don't deserve it, but I feel very blessed.
Mom and Dad here for it.
Yeah, I couldn't have picked a better day. That's so cool.
Let's go get a backflip catch, right?
Yeah, brother. Let's do it.
Guys, Robert Anthony Cruz. You can't write this stuff. It's banana ball. Biko, Josh.
You are correct. A submariner in, and Robert Anthony Cruz drives that. What I would wager was 400 plus feet out to right center. Get a look at the end of our Mr. Olympia competition, and now we set our sights on Austin Krasminski. The former Angels and Cubs minor leaguer takes over on the bump for the Nanners.
Krasminski on the mound for the 32nd time this season. He is still yet to allow a home run in his banana ball career on the mound. Has a 2-to-1 strikeout to ball four sprint ratio, which is what every pitcher aspires to have in banana ball. And across 85 games in his minor league career with the Cubs and Angels, we saw Krem with a 3.08 earned run average, and it's very much the same here in banana ball in his rookie campaign.
7-8-9 here, due to swing it for the Firefighters. 2-1 here on Stephen Cullen as the heater just barely misses. Krem sits at 93, pretty consistently with the gas. Can touch 95, 96 when he's trying to add a little spice. Doesn't really throw it slower than 91. Circle change and a slider as well. It's a gnarly arsenal. He'll throw any pitch in any count. Spikes that one, and the count is full here on Cullen.
Well, opponents are batting just a hair above 220 against Austin Krasminski this season. The majority of the damage has been done by the Firefighters, batting .355 against him, as this one is popped into foul territory. Alex Ziegler tries to field this one behind the back, will come up empty. And once again, it will only be a trick play miss if Stephen Cullen is able to reach in this plate appearance.
Another payoff, another foul ball. Now the fans have a chance. They come up empty. It was Cullen who had the trick play missed against Danny Hosley in the bottom of the 7th. Ended up reaching on the single. And the trick play miss stood. Now it's Ziggy's trick play missed hanging in the balance. Another flare, but this one is gonna be mishandled by Ryan Cox. He's going for his 4th trick play of the ball game. And in one fell swoop, Cox and Ziggy both get a trick play miss, the Pennsylvania kids. Both come up empty, trying to grab pop flies behind the back, and Cullen stands on first base as the result.
Well, fortunately for the Bananas, they can only give up 1 point in this inning and still maintain their lead. And the added bonus for Ryan Cox to not feel too bad about missing that trick play. Stephen Cullen, not the fleetest of foot.
Look out! South Trimble. That's the punishment you get for being 2 for 2 with the ball four sprint. Reaches base for the 4th time here tonight. And he's pinch run for, which is confounding. Vanderpool out for him on first as Blaine McIntosh steps in. Oh, 2. Popped, foul territory. Jones and Krem converging. EJ makes the grab. There's out number 1.
But with 2 men on, nobody out, Eric Jones Jr. opts not to even try for a trick play with that one in foul territory. Instead focused on grabbing Krem an out in this inning and trying to keep the Firefighters off the board as well.
Here's the donut hitter, Isaac Parra. Back up the middle. Parra with a base knock. The bags are juiced.
Isaac Parra essentially just flicked the wrists out at the plate. Fortunate enough to have that ball dribble into center field. The Firefighters are threatening, and Logan Lacey, 2 for 4 in this ball game with 2 doubles and a run scored, is up, and this is exactly why Val Perez batted him in the leadoff spot. Get your best batter up as many times as possible.
A productive out here. Long fly ball or a soft grounder should score a run. Lacey with 2 doubles tonight. Works the count to 2-2. And now it's full. Cullen off third, Vanderpool off second, Parra off first. Nowhere to put Logan Lacey. Payoff pitch. Slow tapper, Cox attacking, flips to second, behind the back for 1, throw to first from Olsen, not in time. It will be an RBI on the soft tapper from Lacey. His 9th of the tour as the Firefighters now have a chance to win the 8th inning as they push a run across. All because of the trick plays missed from Ziggy and Parra that allowed Cullen to reach to lead off the inning. Now runners on the corners. Joe Lytle struck well the other way, but Cruz has a beat on it. And there's out number 3, an unearned run against Austin Krasminski. He limits the damage to just the 1. And the Bananas will need 1 run to keep their 2-point lead, 2 runs to win the 8th. And take a commanding 3-point lead into the 9th and final inning, where every run scored will count as a point. All eyes on Rack. We've talked about it a lot tonight as we kill the lights here in Nationals Park. But 3 years ago today, while he was playing Minecraft, he found out the Washington Nationals wanted to sign him. It was the time that he was down in the dumps. Felt like his phenomenal senior campaign at Biola University was going to be enough to get drafted. Hit 388, a 489 OBP, slugged 733. I mean, video game numbers. But he was not honored with his name being called on any of the draft days. The shortened Major League Baseball draft after 2020. A special moment he got to live out. Saw the video earlier surprising his dad Ron at the body shop he works at, letting him know that the Washington Nationals had called and signed him to a minor league contract. He'd spend a full year in the Nationals organization, and then 2022 spring training was released when he felt like things were going so well.
We love you so much, Banana Nation. Now let's go, Bananas!
But it's stories like Rack's that makes Banana Land so beautiful. Thanks Jesse Cole fall in love with it. Cruz posted that video giving the Nationals hat to his father Ron. It got a bajillion views online. He surged 100,000 plus subscribers on TikTok. He's turned that into his day job, and now in his first season as a Savannah Banana, he's been terrific. Take a look at the numbers for Matt Malatesta. In his first season as a firefighter after 2 world tours as a nanner, he just keeps on cruising.
The Bananas and Party Animals are batting below 100 against Matt Malatesta this season. He is striking out 23% of the total batters he's faced. And for Malatesta, a 2.37 earned run average from April 2023 to now. And that is in jeopardy of ticking a little bit higher as Ryan Cox gets the bottom of the 8th started with a double over the head of Blaine McIntosh in right field.
How about the night from Coxie? 3 trick plays at short. Walked off the second inning with a line drive single. Now 2 for 2 on the night. Grabs his 7th 2-bagger of the tour. And his fellow Keystone State kid, Alex Ziegler, steps in, takes that one just a hair outside. Both Ziggy and Cox from the Pittsburgh area. As Cullen will grab the pop-up for out number 1.
You could see Matt Malatesta pointing over to Stephen Cullen as well, pleading that Cullen would catch it just the standard way as the Firefighters are trying to get a point back before the final inning of play tonight.
Was the prudent decision made there by Cullen. No time to get goofy. This is where games are won and lost as we approach the 10-minute mark here on our 2-hour timer. D.R. Meadows squares off against his former Bananas teammate. We're back at the top of the order. The Doctor with a 2-2 count now. Count runs full. Malatesta went with the splitter. He lives and dies with it. We'll work in the fork ball from time to time as well. Look out a slider, four-seam fastball. See what he does here on the pivotal payoff. That one through the left side. Station to station for Cox. Zach Watson was playing very far in. Would have been tough to score.
It's been a while since we saw the last extra base hit for D.R. Meadows. Firefighters know that he's willing to shorten up his swing, especially with 2 strikes on him. Brilliant decision by Watson to be playing in and left field. Meadows pretty pull heavy. And so Watson's defensive strategy pays off as keeps Ryan Cox from scoring.
We are now 2 for 4 on the night. Swipe second base. The inning tying run is at third. Now the inning winning run is in scoring position as well. But Malatesta fools his former battery mate as he strikes out Leroy and is 1 out away from surviving this inning, pulling the Firefighters within a point. Not what Bill was looking for. Looked like a front door bender that kind of backed up from the pride of Brant Beach, New Jersey. But Malatesta out of the frying pan and into the fire. Fools EJ there. Nice slider. This one popped in the infield. Who's going to take control? Logan Lacey on the mound makes the catch. The Firefighters win the 8th inning and pull themselves within a point. Here comes the young professor.
To cast our gaze on that scoreboard. The score now sits 4 points for the Savannah Bananas to 3 points for the Firefighters. Folks, this is where things get interesting, because in the final inning of the game of banana ball, every run counts for a point. That means you better believe that the Firefighters are looking to strike here and either tie it or go for it. On the other hand, the Savannah Bananas have the lead. They need just 3 outs to win the game here in Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. Get ready, because this is the final inning!
You've been called to pitch in tonight's banana ball game. We're here to escort you.
For takeoff, what you got to please? It's going to be pulling to about 85%. Nose forward, abort to be straight ahead, pulling to 80%. Good drop up 3, 2, 1. There's 5. Tail coming left, 10 feet. Let's go left.
We're going to work our way towards the Nationals Park.
We want to try to get the Pentagon?
Oh yeah, I was given a mission, you know I have to try. Well, here we go.
Chamber transition looks clear left, right? Okay.
About 2 minutes out from the Nats Park.
124275.
Yeah, we'll hit Nats Park. We'll kind of 180, put it out the left door like the Capitol and the White House for him.
Oh man, we're gonna do Route 3. We'll get over by the water again. Alright crew, just like we said, we'll put fingers 2 and 3 with the right turn, it'll be a left turn to final. We'll taxi into spot 3, then 2, then 1.
Joint Base Andrews, Maryland, and being escorted by security forces defenders from Joint Base Anacostia Boiling and Joint Base Andrews. Please welcome Danny Hosley!
What an entrance for the greatest pitcher in banana ball history, who finished up his college career just down the road at George Mason University. Hosley trying to close the door on the Firefighters here in Nationals Park. Danny Do-It-All appearing for the 38th time this season, leading all pitchers on the World Tour. And he is 17 for 18 in save opportunities on tour. He has converted each of his last 11 successfully and trying to make it 12 here tonight as Hosley also leading the tour with his 60 strikeouts and 31% strikeout rate. How about this for drama? Part of the order for the Firefighters. 3, 4, and 5. Dakota McFadden, Zach Watson, and Parker Nolan. 3 of the best bats Val Perez has. And D-Mac, he's going to take off and steal first base. We saw him tied for the tour lead a year ago with 6 when he was on the Savannah Bananas. He is the first firefighter in team history to steal first base. He does it in a huge spot. It could not have come at a bigger time for the Firefighters. Great awareness from Dakota McFadden, and he's had that since debuting as a World Tour Banana back in 2021. It's a selfless play. That's a guy who could tie this game with one swing of his bat, but he knows he represents the game's tying run. And he just needs to get aboard with the big boppers behind him. Trey Vanderpool pinch runs for D-Mac. And a quick 0-2 count on Watson here. Has to look out for the fastball. Low to mid-90s from Hosley, as well as the Vulcan changeup and the 12-6 curve. 12-6 Bender just misses. What a defensive swing there. That one nowhere close to being a strike. It's just how deceptive Hosley is with the Vulcan changeup.
It's very tough to pick up as a batter, so Watson is trying to spoil anything that's close as the 1-2 delivery is hit right over the glove of Ryan Cox. And the Firefighters rallying here in the top of the ninth. 2 men on and still nobody out. And Parker Nolan, the Firefighters team leader in runs batted in, now up at the dish.
Well, that was a couple centimeters away from being a catastrophe for the Firefighters. Vanderpool was off on the pitch. It would have been doubled up easily at first if Cox could have come down with the leaping grab. Instead, 2 men on, nobody out. This one driven out to shallow left. Parker Nolan will be retired by Cox for out number 1.
Are going to their golden batter. Hitting in the place of Zachary Bridges is their golden batter, Logan Lacey.
What a spot here for the Firefighters' best hitter. The game's tying run is on second. The game's go-ahead run is on first. Logan has a pair of doubles tonight. Chases the changeup in the dirt.
And finds himself 1 for 4 against Danny Hosley so far in 2024.
Same pitch, same result. Three straight Vulcan changeups. 3 straight swings and misses from the best hitter on the Firefighters.
That's just trust in your signature pitch. It's the most lethal one we have ever seen in banana ball. Danny Hosley executed it to perfection. And now the only person standing in between the way of the Bananas' second win in a Major League ballpark is Stephen Cullen.
He gets the Vulcan changeup. He misses. He gets the Vulcan changeup. He takes it. 5 straight changeups from Hosley. The Bananas are a strike away. Everybody on their feet here in Washington, D.C. Swing and a miss! The Bananas win 4-3. Hosley holds on.
Despite the Firefighters surging to start the top of the 9th inning, the Tour's leader in strikeouts, collecting 2 to finish off this ball game. A gritty win for the Savannah Bananas and highlighted by the greatest game in Rack's banana ball career, the triple, and of course, his walk-off 2-run home run tonight.
Bill Leroy celebrates with his teammates. Bananas now 8-2 against the Firefighters, 36-22 on the tour. 14-6 in their last 20 games. We've got a lot to talk about on the post-game show. Our next broadcast will be this coming Thursday night in Savannah, Georgia against the Aussie Drop Bears, right here on the Bananas YouTube page. Here's Bill Leroy as he shouts out.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet your winning squad. Entertainers Alex Ziegler, Maceo, Malachi Mitchell, and infielder Dalton Malden. Our starting pitcher, Noah Nisnik, and behind the plate, myself, Bill Leroy. And our pitching staff, Cowboy Kyle Louise, Ethan Scooge, Jared Donaldson, Ryan Kellogg, DJ the Invader, Austin Krasminski, Ashton Lansdale, Andy Archer, and Zach Phillips. And for our boys that do it all, our utility players, Eric Jones and Danny Hosley. And the boys in the infield, Jackson Olsen, Ryan Cox, Brandon Crosby, Daniel Oberst, KJ, and Prime. Up next, our outfielders, the Armellos, Rack, Robert Anthony Cruz, Michael Dean, and Reese Alexiadis. Our coaching staff, Adam Byron, Tyler Gillum, and Ray Ortega. The tallest man in sports Dakota, Stilts Albritton. One more time for your Savannah Bananas! Banana Nation, thank you so much tonight. You're making all our dreams come true. The largest crowd in Banana Ball history, and you brought it tonight. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We're going to finish with one big tradition tonight. As you're all still standing up, we ask that you join as both teams come out together. And we're going to do one final Stand By Me. We started this on our One City World Tour back in 2021. After the game, our cast, players, fans joined in with arms around each other and saying, "Stand by me." So we're going to do it here, the largest one we've ever done. So we ask you to find your neighbors, get your arms around each other, and we're going to get a big circle right here between the teams and the cast. And we're going to join in and sing one big "Stand By Me." So grab your neighbor, arms around each other. We're going to get loud here. And here we go. I want to hear the animation. Here we go. Thank you so much for standing by us, Banana Nation. DC, we love you so much. We'll have the band out there partying. Thank you guys. We'll see you soon.
What a night for Banana Ball. The largest crowd in our young sports history. Well over 41,000 fans.
We forgot one thing. We need to break it down before we go home this evening as one big Bananas family. Can we do that? Thank you again for showing up and showing out and making our dreams come true. Not only were you the biggest crowd, but you were the loudest crowd we have ever heard. We love you so very much. So everybody get your hands up high. Hands up high. We're going to break it down on Fans First when you guys are ready. So, are you ready? That was all right. Are you ready? You guys on one? You guys on one? Are you ready? Then break it down. Fans First on 3. 1, 2, 3. We love you, DC. Mwah.
That was awful rude of you, Bill Leroy. I was waxing poetic. As I was saying, what a night for Banana Ball, the 179th game ever played. It is at beautiful Nationals Park here in our nation's capital. Third Major League Baseball stadium to ever host Banana Ball. And the 20th stop across the 29 cities here in 2024. The Bananas win 4-3. And shortly we will be joined by Firefighters head coach Val Perez, who just coached her last game of the summer. Sam Bauman, you have the Firefighters skipper.
Yeah, Vico, Josh, Valerie Perez getting the last stand by me in there. Talk to me, though, before about this game. The newest team in all of Banana Ball, playing on a stadium in front of a crowd larger than any other crowd this sport has ever seen before. Talk to me about how your guys came out here, and they fought, Valerie. They fought today.
Absolutely. We have a bunch of gamers on our team. Just like the Bananas, this is a dream come true for any ball player ever. You dream about playing in stadiums like this, and not only are they playing in a stadium, but it's sold out, 42,000 people. That's insane. So we had a lot of conversations before the game about, yes, you know, executing our plan, but at the same time taking a second or two to just take this moment in, because it's so big, we don't want to miss it. So the guys did great. They're players. They're ball players. They're going to win. They're going to grind. Of course, we're upset about the loss, but bigger picture, this was a phenomenal crowd. It was alive and just nuts the whole game, which is exactly what we love in Banana Ball. So I think the fans got what they, probably more than they bargained for, which is awesome.
Valerie, you talk about a big stage, big moment. You two going up to bat tonight, player coach. What's going through your mind as you step up to play against, of course, a friend of yours, and Ashton Lansell as well?
Absolutely. I mean, the best way, anybody who has friends that are either in the same level as them or that they compete against, is the best thing to do and the most respectful thing to do is want to kick the butt. It's just want to beat them. I wanted to beat her, she wanted to beat me, and that's why we are who we are, right? That's why we're the type of players that we are. So I was not going to give up anything for her, and she wasn't going to give up anything for me. Nothing but respect, but we're all gamers, right? We want to win, so we wanted to win the moment. But that moment alone, just great for her to see everybody go crazy whenever she walked up, and then to experience the crowd, the love that they gave me when I came up was just something I'll never forget.
And you have been such a great addition to this sport. Of course, your team loves you. I saw you hugging everybody. Big emotional moment here. You've got a job to do, of course, with USA Baseball coming up in the Olympics. So we're going to be losing you. The nation is gaining you, of course. But talk to me about what this experience has been like for you to walk into this and, just take over as you have.
Yeah, I knew Banana Ball from afar. My first game ever was the first game I managed. So just to put that in perspective, I've never personally been to a game. It's hard to get tickets sometimes. But to be fair, it completely blew my expectations out of the water. And the biggest thing that I've noticed, and working in different realms, baseball, firefighting, teaching, coaching, whatever it is, the crew, the culture, you guys, everybody from top to bottom, the culture is just unlike any other place. And it's something I'll never forget. And something that I'm very appreciative to be a part of.
Mallory, I speak for all of us. We are blessed to have had you as part of Banana Ball. I know that team is really lucky to have you as their coach. And our nation is really lucky that she is going to be representing us in the Olympics this year. Hopefully the next time we see you is on the podium, Valerie.
Absolutely. Gold medal, here we come.
All right, Valerie, you go celebrate with the boys. Get some time there. Biko, Josh, one of the best to do it, a competitor, an athlete, an all-around great person in Valerie Perez. Back up to you guys.
Thank you so much, Sam Bauman. What an incredible interview there from the head coach for the Firefighters, Val Perez. Coaches 15 games of Banana Ball, played in a handful as well, becomes the first woman to ever pull off a trick play in Banana Ball history, only the second woman to ever notch a hit as she joins Jocelyn Allo, college softball's home run queen. Welcome up into the broadcast booth with Josh Chalevsky, Biko Scala. Thank you all for spending such a special night with us here in Banana Land from Washington, D.C. The Bananas take this one 4-3. And, of course, from the get-go, the story was Robert Anthony Cruz, this being 3 years to the day that he was signed by the Washington Nationals. And boy, oh boy, did he come through in the clutch tonight under the bright lights of Nats Park.
It couldn't have been a more magical night for Robert Anthony Cruz, not only getting the triple in his very first AB, but really is able to have the exclamation mark at the end of the ball game with that 2-run home run off of Marshall Schill. A terrific game all around in a back-and-forth affair between the Bananas and Firefighters tonight. Of course, the Nanners coming away with the 4-3 victory. 15 total trick plays in tonight's ball game. The Bananas with 8 and the Firefighters with 7. And the keys to the victory for the Bananas when it was all said and done, D.R. Meadows, Eric Jones Jr., Robert Anthony Cruz, and Ryan Cox, all with 2 hits tonight for the Savannah Bananas, leading the way offensively. And then it was the management of the bullpen, especially late. Andy Archer and Ryan Kellogg surrendered points to the Firefighters, and from there, the Bananas put their best relievers in the highest leverage situations, and we saw Cowboy Kyle Lewigs, Zach Phillips, and Danny Hosley all blanking the Firefighters in innings 6, 7, and 9 tonight.
That's when it is the most important to put up those zeros. The Bananas bullpen comes through. You just got to look at the highlight there from Rack's magical home run. I mean, that is the kind of stuff that you cannot dream up. It brings me back to Ty Jackson's home run in the 2022 CPL Championship in his final at-bat as a collegiate Banana. Of course, he was in the HBCU Swingman Classic last night. That's the only reason why he was not with the Bananas tonight here at Nationals Park. He will be joining the team this coming weekend for their trip against the Aussie Drop Bears. It brings me back to Bill Leroy's home run in the 2022 Challenger Series against the Kansas City Monarchs. Even further before that, Bill's first home run as Banana in Macon, Georgia, in Ty's 3rd ever game. But I am just going way back into the history books. What I am saying here is that Robert Anthony Cruz just cracked one of the biggest and most incredible and magical home runs in not just Banana Ball, but Savannah Bananas history.
Yeah, we saw a pretty magical moment here tonight, and it was really, accentuated by the way that the crowd got into that home run. Everybody on their feet to appreciate the feat from Robert Anthony Cruz. And Biko, he just continues to get better and better as this tour has progressed. And we could see this guy possibly finishing 2nd on the tour when it's all said and done in home runs this season. He's just been that impressive with his power display this season.
He's up to 6 now. He trails Eric Jones Jr. by 3. He trails Reese Hampton by 2. Right now, Rack is currently 3rd place on this Banana Ball World Tour in dingers. We were talking earlier today. He's just the prototypical banana baller. It feels like Jesse Cole prayed to the heavens and had a Robert Anthony Cruz, the form of Banana Ball mana, just dropped into his lap. A guy who's got unbelievable pop on display tonight. Incredibly fast, insanely athletic, did gymnastics as a kid so he can flip all across the country, and then also has the baseball skill and knowledge to pull off trick plays in the outfield, and the cherry on top is he's got a bajillion followers followers across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. It's just, you do not get better when it comes to a banana ball standpoint than Robert Anthony Cruz.
The flashes were there in spring training for sure, and we know, talking to Rack even at the beginning of the season, this was a game that meant a lot to him, one that he had circled on his calendar. So of course he was going to be taking a couple of big swings in tonight's ball game, and he did just that, powering the Bananas to this win. And Biko, I think it is only right, as this is the last game between the Firefighters and the Bananas this season, to just share a couple observations about the way that the Firefighters have performed this season. We have seen the development of trick plays get better and better as this tour has progressed. Of course, the Firefighters exhibiting a better feel, meeting the moments to try for trick plays. Of course, we have seen that Logan Lacey, the rookie third baseman, is a star who will find himself either on the Firefighters next year or another banana ball team for sure. Dakota McFadden leading this squad is as good as he's ever been. But if the Firefighters are going to be competitive in 2025, the big key for them is improving the pitching staff. Outside of Matt Malatesta, Bradford Webb, and before tonight, Garrett DeClue, the pitching has been very shaky for this ball club this season. I'm sure that's going to be a point of emphasis before 2025, and if I have any say in the matter, Val Perez should be the woman who is still at the helm for this squad, a Corpus Christi Firefighter, an excellent representative of this third team in banana ball, and a wonderful human being to boot. She has been a joy to be around and a joy leading this Firefighter squad.
I think you heard everything you need to hear right there. You also heard it in Val's post-game interview. You also heard it in Val's pre-game pump-up speech. Sure, a couple explicitives. That's because she is a leader of these guys, and that's just what you're going to see down on the diamond. Well, she has a way with words and is an unbelievable leader of this Firefighters team. So I second that. I would wager that Val Perez is the head coach of this team next year, when I would bet the Firefighters get 2 times as many games, if just that. So that is to come. The Firefighters still have 4 more games on their schedule. Each of the next 2 weekends, they will play 2 apiece against the Party Animals. They finish up against the Bananas 2-8 against the Nanners, currently coming in against the Party Animals. They are 1-5. So we'll see what the Firefighters can do across these final 4 games. Really talented squad, as you said, in the future could use some pitching. I'm sure they'll get an injection of some extra hitting as well. And then trick play feel is the final piece for this team. They can be an absolute wagon in the future. Okay, before we shut this broadcast down and say hi to you next this coming Thursday night in Savannah, Georgia with the Aussie Drop Bears coming into town, we do have to give away a free pair of shoes. Check that. Let's make it not just 1, but 2 pairs of shoes! You betcha. We were on ESPN last Sunday, did not have a chance to give away a free pair of shoes with all the commercial breaks. Now that we're back on YouTube, we have some Zappos free shoes to make up for. So first, our winner from Sunday. Drum roll, please. Helen Peters. Helen Peters, congratulations on your free pair of shoes. That goes all the way back to Buffalo, New York. And now a drum roll for tonight's winner. Shannon Ball. Shannon Ball, congratulations. Helen Peters and Shannon Ball, you both have a free pair of shoes. They could be Hoka's. They could be anything else that Zappos has going on that wonderful interwebs site of theirs. Before we close this down, do have to shout out the cast and crew that makes the whole thing possible. It goes from first base cam all the way around. And at the first base camera, it is Emerson Elmgren, the Iron Horse of Bananas Television, the best in the biz. On the high home camera, Kylie Sadomka. That's what I'm talking about, Swiss Army knife of BTV, on a very important job there. On the third base cam, Jade Morgan, another rising star here in Bananas Television world. Terrific work. Center field camera, that would be Mr. Ben Barks, who has been here as long as I. And boy, has he been a blast to have around here in our nation's capital. On high first, Henry Campbell. Had to fly him in from Los Angeles for the big game. Henry, near his hometown here. Had to happen. What a superstar. Great to have him back in BTV. On the high third base camera, that would be Lex Fowler, who has become an absolutely dynamic member of the squad here in 2024. On the wireless cameras tonight, Chris Haynes and Clayton Franklin. Yeah, that is right. Hainesy and Clay Pimp. We broke out the all-star squad here for the Nationals Park broadcast, and they came through. On the utility, Hope Peters making sure that we got all our mics and everything working down below, and everybody was locked in, tapped in, and our engineer tonight, Nick Keldy. That would be Cowboy Kel Diggity, a.k.a. DJ Squints, a.k.a.
Cowboy Kel Diggity?
Yeah, we'll go with Cowboy Kel Diggity. You had Cowboy Capital Diggity, something, you broke something out, and I didn't know if you were ready to break it out.
Cowboy Capital Diggity.
Yeah,
that's exactly
I thought you might be
right.
ready. Yeah, Cowboy Capital Diggity. It can only happen here. When it comes to the people in the control room in Savannah, that would be our director and technical director, Griffin Ellis, calling all the right shots, pressing all the right buttons. What a job you did, Griff Dog. On the audio, Kwanzi, one name, you know him, you love him. He killed it on the ones and the twos. When it comes to the replay, that would be Keegan Woods, dominating, giving you all the angles you needed to see multiple times. Killed it on our challenges tonight. Superb job, Keegan. Same goes for Julia Massey, who was dynamite on the graphics, and Michael Basista, who was superb on the scorebug. And the statistics being updated on said graphics, that would be Mikey O'Connor. That is a trio that is the best in the biz when it comes to the graphics world. Big shout out to our video team, Yvonne Trezak, Zach Bro, Ian Trift, Chris Sachi. Boy, they are so talented and make our jobs a lot easier. Incredible work by Yvonne saucing up that pregame video to open up our broadcast. Zach Bro and company with Danny Hosley flying in the copters. You guys are as good as they come. Big thanks to our moderators in the chat. That would be Colbite _ and Scott Thompson. And an immense thank you to Benjamin Smith here from the Washington Nationals for assisting us and making sure that this show was put together and everything went swimmingly. Ben, you are a superstar. Josh Talevsky, same goes for you on the color commentary and statistical savantry. When both teams go with the bullpen game, your job gets more chaotic than you could ever imagine. Incredible stuff tonight.
Thank you very much, Biko. Things get a little hectic, and I've got to add that if I could build a Banana Ball play-by-play man in a lab, I wouldn't have to do such a thing because he's standing right next to me. You are the best of the best.
You are too kind. Speaking of the best, Chad Reese, the coordinating producer of Bananas Television, just continues to impress every step of the way. We are just beyond words when it comes to how proud we are of our fearless leader. He continues to kill it on the biggest stages imaginable. Big thank you to Logan Lacey as well as Noah Bridges and Reese Alexiadis for joining us mic'd up on the broadcast. Check that, not Reese Alexiadis. Robert Anthony Cruz. Reese, we appreciate you coming up and getting a walk-off here tonight. But Robert Anthony Cruz, thank you for getting mic'd up. Same goes for Logan, and thank you to Noah for joining us from the sideline. Big thanks to Sam Bauman for his terrific work on the sideline hits here tonight, grabbing rack after his home run, Val Perez, and just generally being all over this field. For the executive producers of Bananas Television, Jesse, Emily, and Carrie Cole, alongside Jared Orton, I am Biko Scala saying so long for now. The Bananas win this one 4-3. They take down the Firefighters, and we will see you next this coming Thursday night as the Aussie Drop Bears make the full day's journey by plane once again from the land down under to take on the Savannah Bananas. Nanners won both games last year. A couple rainouts involved as well as the Drop Bears played the Party Animals, 3 of the most electric innings of Banana Ball history before Mother Nature ruined that. They have a retooled team. You can check out their roster on the Aussie Drop Bears Facebook page. We are fired up for Peter Moreland and Chris Medlin in particular, a couple former Atlanta Braves who are stupendous, and we know by experience that they are terrific human beings as well. But there are a lot of Aussie Drop Bears favorites coming back. Great to see Josh Lavender and Max Brennan back on the roster. It's going to be a thrilling 3 games.
The International Series returns. It was some of the best games we had last year. I'm sure it is going to be just as exciting in 2024.
Okay, we have got to shut this thing down, pack it all up, and head back to the hostess city of the South. Thank you again so much for spending your Saturday night with us. We'll see you on Thursday evening for Drop Bears vs. Bananas. Until then, we'll see you later!